There is a very strange phenomenon on Roblox that, while not exclusive to the platform, pertains to the player base's weird interest in cooking games. Cooking games aren't really all that strange in the world of video games, aside from some really cursed ones like those Go Flash games that have Elsa in them for some reason.
This was a mistake!
Obviously, you have popular games like Overcooked and Cooking Mama, but those are the only two examples I can really think of from the top of my head, barring certain Flash games that seemed weirdly popular back in the 2010s.
Give me a plate!
You can't win this.
I'm not entirely sure how this same trend caught onto Roblox, and I also don't know what the first Roblox cooking game was, but as far as I know, Work at a Pizza Place, which was created all the way back in 2007, which might be older than some of you guys, is probably the longest standing cooking game on Roblox that's still popular today. I used to play that game religiously, like, no joke, I used to throw out all the Robux I saved just so I could have a sick 3-story house. I actually sometimes still save Robux to buy the Mansion Game Pass for Work at a Pizza Place, but then I remembered that I don't play the game as often as I used to, so I just go spend it on something else. Nowadays, the Roblox catalog doesn't see many related cooking games pop up, mostly because the average Roblox player is hooked up on various anime games or trying to give themselves a crippling gambling addiction.
Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it!
Some games do manage to catch the average attention span of a Roblox player and maintain a very strong player base, or experience a slight decline, doesn't really matter, while other games die pretty quickly, either because people got bored of it or because the game is just shit. From the title of the video, however, I'm more focused on trying to investigate a very specific genre of cooking games on Roblox: burgers. There have been a couple of popular burger games in the past, like Cook Burgers, which still boast a pretty impressive player count to this day. There are definitely more burger games on Roblox, but in today's video, I'll be going through the many burger games that Roblox has to offer, where they came from, and why players seem so attracted to playing those games, with some mention to other cooking games on the platform. First and foremost, the most popular burger making game on Roblox is undoubtedly Cook Burgers by Tom, or SSQD. I'll just call him Tom because that's what their Roblox nickname says. Obviously, there's a whole lot more popular cooking games on the platform, but like I said, I'm focusing on burger games specifically. The game is simple: make burgers for people. You see that rule apply to almost every game I'm covering here. You just go grab the bread, grab the other stuff, cook the fries and the beef patties, and then give them to the customers. What the customers want depends on what their order says, so if they want an order that's just lettuces, you go give them the Impossible Whopper. Cue the obligatory caseoh joke here.
What do you mean bro's built like a 1x1 Lego piece? What even is a 1x1 Lego piece? Yep, you're banned. Have a good night.
If they want sauce on the burger, then you go grab the sauce they want. Or, like, bird shit, since you can actually add that to your burger. I don't know why. Whenever you run out of supplies, you have to order some off the delivery menu, where the supplies you order will be delivered to you via the world's slowest truck known to mankind. Sometimes a customer comes in that wants the best burger you have. They don't have any set limitations, so you just go crazy. Just throw anything you want to put on there, even the ones that you usually don't put in a real burger. Like bird shit. It's basically like making your own custom burger, except your customer will suffer the consequences of your terrible cooking. Sometimes if you leave food, or anything really, on the floor for too long, mice will spawn to steal stuff left lying on the ground. They're pretty annoying and, realistically, would probably have the burger joint condemned 10 times over by the health inspector. There are also cats, but I have no idea what I do aside from be cute, I guess, do nothing, and also steal your whole ass burger plate. And you do have the option to spawn as both rats and cats, but I don't usually like playing as them because you just don't do anything aside from steal shit. Yeah, look, the other players probably won't care because they're too busy doing whatever in the game, because you can, like, you know, drive a forklift. No idea what the purpose of the forklift is, but I can now claim to be forklift certified. Aside from cooking and screwing around, you can just sort of keep this unsustainable loop continuing because there's no real beginning, middle, or end game when it comes to cook burgers. No matter how many orders you screw up, no matter how many customers leave without ever eating your food, and no matter how utterly broke you are, you can never win, nor can you ever lose.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
It's basically the ultimate casual shitpost game. You come in, utterly annihilate the kitchen, maybe get some orders done, and then leave. Or just drive the forklift, I don't know, you choose.
You're too late, Sonic. I am now forklift certified. Oh my god!
To be honest, I've never accomplished a lot of orders at once, but mainly because the physics of the game are actually hilariously bad. I would say unbearable because, yeah, I kind of found it annoying, but it's funny, so I say it gets a pass. Cook Burgers has 3 versions. The normal one, which is the one I was focusing on, the 100-player version, which supports servers of up to 100 players, and the classic version, which was when Cook Burgers was about making sandwiches instead of burgers. I won't lie, I didn't actually enjoy the game that much. It's definitely funny in many aspects, given that whenever you join a server that's already been going on for a while, you're bound to see some wild shit going on. One time, while on one of those 100-player servers, I found slices of tomatoes on the skylight. Moving on though, I'm definitely a guy who's more into the orderly side of cooking games. I don't like screwing around, usually, around in a game that might treat its objective with total seriousness, ironically or not. Thankfully though, there are other burger games that fulfill that role, like the one I'm about to talk about. The second burger game is Burger Game, made by Method Man Studios. Burger Game is a game about burgers where you must serve customers their orders in the game without making too many mistakes while making your burger, with the game that has a rigid and more organized structure in the way that you approach the art of burger making in the game in a Roblox world about burgers, electric trucks, flying cars, utterly nonsensical reviews, and, more importantly, actually having edible burgers. Game. The game has a similar management game gimmick to Zack's Gas Station, that is if you know how the game plays, and that one sushi game, but it has been simplified so it's not as big of a headache as something like Cliffside Station. Also, yes, that is literally the name of the game. Moving on, Burger Game differs from Cook Burgers, despite having very similar mechanics, by offering a more casual, fast-paced edge to the gameplay. It uses a day-night shift system, a money tracker that calculates how much money the burger business has left and how much rent or bills it has to pay, a star rating system for your business depending on whether you serve your customers well or not, and the fact that ordering supplies actually costs money and has a hard limit on how much you can order. Not that it really matters since you can find ways to circumvent it anyways.
Burger King?
Not second anymore, make another tower.
Make another tower.
Why did we spend that much on fucking groceries?
Stop ordering cups, you fucking fat ass!
Stop
I
ordering
have
cups!
58 cups of fucking french fry orders!
Oh my god.
Some of the major differences also come in the form of how you approach the orders. The customers always order one of each ingredient, so you never get something like a massive lettuce tower from Cook Burgers in Burger Game. The way it handles fries and drinks, the latter being a new feature and not in Cook Burgers, is more like an appetizer, so to say, for the customers. They won't ever order drinks or fries, but cooking fries and preparing soda will earn you more money. True American capitalism right here. And Burger Game has a totally new feature where a day's shift can sometimes be affected by a random modifier, like low gravity or lower visibility. However, it usually doesn't matter since one of the modifiers just turns the game into a fucking Breaking Bad joke. To be very blunt, I found Burger Game just plain fun. Or at least when you're not with randoms. Unlike most games I record for these type of videos I make, I was able to wrangle up my friends to play with me when they're not busy flagellating themselves playing Valorant or Skibbity Toilet.
Oh yeah,
Who fucking ordered that burger? Big Smoke? What the fuck is that? Big Smoke.
Which
shit.
which
The one that Tim's doing. Look how fucking casual that is. You fat cunt! Stop standing on my shit! No. I'm dying.
You're dead, you're just dead.
What is this? What's what?
No! What have you done? No, what have you done? You put the top on it, you idiot! You idiot! Oh my god, the patties! You fucked it! Who, Aiden, was that you? No, I know it was Aiden, I fucking guarantee it. Aiden, was that you? No. Aiden, you mother, no. No. Who put the top buns on the shit? Are you dumb? You undid my 2 days of cooking efforts in just one dumb move. You fucking apes!
Who put the top one? Honestly, who put the top one? Not straight up. Who put the top one?
Those were break out of the zoo, and they replaced all the employees with the monkeys that left.
Bro, at this point, the burgers are 90% dirt, 10% actual food.
Can you guys bag the fucking fries? What is this shit?
What?
I'm crying. Oh, she got something.
Why? Who is cooking the?
I hope you're crying, because you're gonna get your notice of termination soon. Aiden, holy shit! Stop taking my fucking orders!
I'm not. You're too slow.
Yes, you are, you fucking clown!
You're literally too slow.
It's not too slow! You can see my fucking fat ass face on it! Don't take it! Okay, I'm doing 12. You can see my face on it, so don't take it!
Playing with my friends is actually how we all collectively discovered a couple of strategies to work around some of the game's more restrictive aspects to create a very efficient and optimal working environment that totally did not cause many arguments. My favorite part of the game, personally, was a deep fried basketball.
Basketball? Okay,
Why are you making you towel?
Watch this shit.
Why are you cooking the basketball?
Just watch.
What the?
Oh my god, wait.
What the fuck is that?
Who the fuck threw a basketball in the deep fryer?
Again?
Oh my god, you guys are ill.
Deep fried basketball.
What the?
While there is room for complete total failure when it comes to burger games, since your goal is to keep the business afloat without having the ever-increasing renting and electrical bill screw you over, it's also ridiculously easy to succeed at the game. Granted that every single one of you is a hyper-competent and underpaid fast food worker who's probably running on an hour's sleep, 6 years worth of depression, and the will to pay off student loans. That being said, even though I unironically love the game, Burger Game simply isn't as popular as Cook Burgers. While I would frame this as a rhetoric question and ask you guys directly on your input as to why Burger Game is falling behind like
Over 1,500 players.
the answer seems pretty blatant. Burger Game is just too restrictive. There are a lot more limits as to what you can do in the game. Sure, it definitely encourages teamwork, unlike in Cook Burgers where you just slap on a box of supplies and proceed to destroy any semblance of hygiene in the kitchen by dumping cheese all over the floor, but Cook Burgers almost has no rules. It was total burger anarchy. You could play as a kitchen nuisance and serve customers the most foul burger in existence and they'll still pay you for it. In Burger Game though, they'll punish you for screwing around too much. You don't get the wacky orders at all, and in addition to there being nothing in the game that directly impedes your cooking process like rats, and more importantly, the game has a failure state and a very rigid progression system. These mechanics that force the player to play Burger Game the way that it's intended, like Cook Burgers Anarchy, is probably why it isn't as popular. The most you could do to troll people on Burger Game is by dumping their order in the bin, but at that point, you'd just be painting a target on your back. So that's my verdict on those two big burger games. What about the other burger games? Maybe smaller ones that aren't as successful or as intricate as Burger Game or Cook Burgers. Are there ones inspired by them, or are there games that completely deviate from the formula? In all fairness, the answer was wholly obvious as leaving milk out in the sun. Everything I'll be covering in this section is based on my thoughts on other burger games that I didn't think were significant enough to be worth dedicating an entire section on them, either because they're too small to talk about or because they suck. Sometimes it's both, other times it's barely even about burgers. Anyways, first off the menu and the games that are still about burgers, Dysfunctional Diner and Order Up are two games that I played after Cook Burgers and Burger Game. Dysfunctional Diner is basically just an incredibly scuffed version of Zach's Gas Station or games with any gimmick involving keeping a broke business afloat without getting bankrupt. Generally, your tasks are to keep the place clean, cook food, and serve customers with whatever they order, all the while making sure your energy levels aren't low enough so you can keep working at your best. It's remarkably mid as hell, and I didn't really enjoy the game, mostly because it's extremely boring and I have no idea how this managed to get millions of visits. The low player count says a lot about this game. The next game is Order Up. You mostly just click to walk around a very tiny bar, all the while serving customers with 4 main items: burgers, salads, fries, and soda. Sometimes the customers will order multiple of the same item at once, so the game mostly is about endurance and seeing how many rounds you can last before you either lose or get sick of it. I have no idea why I played it for so long. Being honest, I found this game just boring. I didn't outright dislike it compared to Dysfunctional Diner, but the game, aside from being decent, doesn't really have anything to write home about. It's a game that just exists, I guess. Before I forget, there's also this game called Burgeria. I won't lie, I'm tired as hell writing this part of the script, so I'll just summarize the game. Customers come in, you serve them the type of sandwich they want, then you give them the order and they give you a star rating depending on how good the burger was. There's no way to bankrupt yourself, but the only way to get more customers or better cooking equipment is to either shell out your Robux, as per usual, or to play the game a lot and earn enough money to buy stupidly expensive upgrades. at least your progress saves. Now, aside from those 3 games, there's one more I thought to cover since I felt like it fell under the umbrella of ambiguously related to burgers. I have no idea what the debate is around sandwiches and burgers, but this game, called Sandwiches, is basically a very boring version of cooked burgers. All you really do is just make sandwiches as usual. You can at the very least place the supplies in certain place so they doesn't fly over the place, but the cooking process and serving customers bit, which involves delivering the order directly to the customer and then pressing a fucking bell for some reason, all the while having the slowest walk speed known to mankind, feels like the game's just trying to get my premium payout.
We've got to have money.
You can also cheat in the single player mode for some reason. So, final verdict, the game is boring. Next! Trust me on this, I only threw this game into the video because in the description it lists cooked burgers as one of the major inspirations, and the gameplay itself is almost the same, with the main difference between the environment and that you make noodles instead of burgers. That's about it. I'm just gonna cut to the chase here, but the game's just shit. It sucks. I didn't enjoy any second playing it. There's no rat issues, but the whole process of cooking a damn noodle is actually just straight up unbearable. Usually in cooked burgers and burger game, if you cook a patty for too long, you fuck it up and make it unenjoyable and burnt. Pretty much no one wants to eat charcoal for lunch. In cooked noodles though, some orders indicate that the noodles have to be boiled for like, oh, I don't know,
50 fucking years?
For it to even be properly servable to a customer who, for whatever reason, want noodles literally summoned from the depths of hell just to pay big bucks for it, and they don't even pay that much. There's also the part where you go grab ingredients. It's not via delivery, but rather a roof chute that just shits out ingredients depending on what you choose. You can see how abusable this thing is even with the cooldown, because most of my servers end up looking like a tumbleweed army invaded every time I play the game. Also, you can get stuck under those chutes. Yeah, it's just bad. Don't play the game. Now, before I sign this section off, there's one last type of burger game I want to talk about. Roleplay ones. These are the ones run by groups who try to create these ROBLOX experiences that mimic the logistics of real life jobs, like running a cruise, a military, a clothing store brand, etc, etc. You name it, and someone out there has probably made a ROBLOX group dedicated to copying exactly that and putting it on a platform. Some groups even offer payment for working there, which is just really sad, I guess, and reminds me of how back in 2021, crypto bros would try to sell you Web3 NFT garbage as games that pays you to play, only for those games' economies to crash because you outsource all the work to poor countries and the rich players cashed out and you never play the game ever again. I don't really have much to say about these games aside from how utterly dog shit they are. You just wait and eat, that's literally it. You also have to talk to actually live player who are role-playing as employees, and it's insanely fucking boring. At least with those virtual restaurant games like the Sushi Conveyor one, it entertains the belief that you're immersing yourself in a restaurant eating an ungodly amount of food, since the staff are mostly just controlled by AI and becoming part of the staff is literally optional, although locked behind a game pass. That's about it really. Now that I've talked about all of them, what exactly inspired these developers to make the burger games? And where did the ideas come from? It's Citizen Burger Disorder. That's literally it. Just kidding, the answer is way more deeper than just that. Citizen Burger Disorder is a game that inspired cooked burgers and maybe Burger Game, but for the other cooking games that I did cover, it's more of a mix of various famous online web games that used to do these weird-ass gimmicks when it comes to cooking, especially Papa Louie Arcade or Papa's Gameria. Some of you might be familiar with that infamous series from Papa's Burgeria, Pizzeria, Sushiria, Freezeria, Hot Doggeria, giant fuck-off list of every single one of Papa Louie's game accessories, to name a few. Citizen Burger Disorder, though, is the most influential of them. Yeah, it doesn't really apply to games like Order Up, Sandwiches, or the shitty roleplay one, but you can see where the basis of dipping your whole ass body in the deep fryer to get fries came from. Even with the deep contrast of how cooked burgers is pure chaos, while Burger Games is teamwork based, mixing with the utter nonsense on the side, the influence of this old game from 2014 that's no longer being worked on is definitely noticeable. More so on cooked burgers part. The Papa Louie series did influence some part of it, particularly the crazy ass orders, I think. Obviously, this doesn't really apply to games like the roleplay ones or Dysfunctional Diner, but even then, you can still see how Citizen Burger Disorder and Papa's Burgeria really left an impact on these ROBLOX burger games, even for ones that aren't even related to burgers, like the Noodles one, since it cites cooked burgers as one of its inspirations, and cooked burgers itself stating that it's inspired by Citizen Burger Disorder. I I wasn't going to go into the video with this question knowing that my reach isn't that big, so I initially put little thought into this section since I thought no one would answer the question as part of my very trivial research. After some time, I decided to take my chance and ask that question on a few servers, and also to a couple of friends. I got some pretty interesting answers, to say the least. I included work at a pizza place in the question because, well, it's about cooking, and the question isn't exclusive to burger games. The general consensus is that it's simply fun. Some do it for the nostalgia, specifically work at a pizza place. Breadian's video on that game covers it better than I ever could. Others do it to mess around and sometimes to commit to total anarchy, and also bullying children on them, as you do on Roblox. So while this doesn't exactly answer to why cooking games on Roblox tend to get super popular, even if only for a short while, there is some possible explanations to the question of why are Roblox players so into this. Admittedly, the question could also fold into a wider, more broad question of simply asking why people in general are interested in cooking games overall, and not just limited to Roblox. This type of question is something I really can't get the answer for since it's super broad, so I guess we can just chalk the answer up to two reasons: fun and also not following the game's rules. Also, given my friend's reaction to Burger Game, I guess it's also Mario Party levels of screaming. Roblox cooking games, especially burger ones, may not be exactly the most popular thing to play on Roblox, but playing it solely for the reward isn't necessarily the core part of the experience. Instead, it's for the hell of it. While I couldn't exactly articulate why cooking games as a phenomenon on Roblox and off Roblox exists, I was at least able to pinpoint a few reasons why people like those games, with most of the reasons chalking up to it being fun or to troll. There's also the fact that the two major burger games on Roblox, or at least as major as I consider them personally, are heavily inspired by an old game called Citizen Burger Disorder, with the others having some elements of Papa's Burgeria on them. Some people have fun screwing around or playing the game as intended. There's really nothing else for me to say here, but at the end of the day, when it comes to burger games on Roblox, what we all can agree on is one thing: never step on a piece of lettuce.
Rap snitches, telling all their business, sit in the court and be their own star witness. You see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Fuck around, get the whole label set up for years. Rap snitches, telling all their business, sit in the court and be their own star witness. You see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Fuck around, get the whole label set up for years. Tight profile, low, like and paid full. Track heavy cash, gets a game centrifugal. Mr. Fantastic, long dough like elastic. On my left between clocks, that's made out of plastic. Can stand a brown nose and play a fake ass bastard. Admiring my style, tour bustin' Manhattan, plotting the plant the quickest. My flows the sickest, my hoes be the thickest. My drill the stickiest. Street player, stamped and bona fide. When beef jump players come get me cause they know I'm riding true to this mass. New York's my origin. Play a fake gangster like an old accordion. According to him, when the D's rushed in, complication from the wire, testimony was thin. Causes man to go up north, the ball hit him again. Lame rap snitch player, even told on the Mexican. Rap snitches, telling all their business, sit in the court and be their own star witness. You see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Fuck around, get the whole label set up for years. Rap snitches, telling all their business, sit in the court and be their own star witness. Do you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Fuck around, get the whole label